Something strange is happening at the top of the world. The wealthiest people alive are not getting louder, richer, or more visible. They're doing the opposite. They're deleting accounts, stepping back from public life, avoiding headlines, and quietly removing themselves from the places and systems everyone else is chasing. There are no announcements, no press releases, no explanations, just absence. And the silence is intentional, because for the ultra-wealthy, attention has stopped being an advantage. It has become a risk. To understand what's really going on, you have to unlearn everything you've been taught about money, power, and visibility. When visibility stopped meaning power for decades, wealth and visibility were inseparable. The rich were meant to be seen. Magazine covers, red carpets, public statements, televised philanthropy. Visibility was proof of success. It validated power and turned money into influence. But that equation has quietly flipped. In today's world, visibility no longer amplifies control. It attracts scrutiny. The more visible you are, the more exposed you become to criticism, regulation, lawsuits, digital surveillance, and social pressure. Wealthy individuals now operate in an environment where every word can be misinterpreted, every image archived forever, and every association weaponized. Power no longer comes from being known. It comes from being unreachable. Silence creates distance, and distance creates control. The richest people aren't losing relevance. They're redefining what relevance looks like when the crowd is watching too closely. The rise of digital risk. The internet didn't just change culture, it rewired risk. Social media turned personal identity into a public asset and a public liability. For high net worth individuals, the digital world introduced a new kind of danger: permanent visibility. Screenshots don't disappear. Algorithms don't forget. A single post can spark outrage, political backlash, boycotts, or investigations. Even neutrality is interpreted as a stance. As a result, many wealthy individuals now treat digital presence the way they treat volatile markets, with caution, distance, and hedging strategies. They don't argue online. They don't perform authenticity. They disappear instead. Invisibility reduces exposure. It limits attack surfaces, and it keeps power insulated from the chaos of public opinion, which has become unpredictable and unforgiving. Privacy is the new status symbol. Luxury used to be loud. Mansions, supercars, watches, and logos were signals. But real luxury has shifted towards something far rarer: privacy. Today, the most valuable asset money can buy isn't visibility, it's anonymity. Gated communities without maps, homes registered under trusts, flights booked under shell companies, invitations instead of advertisements. Privacy is expensive because it's scarce, and scarcity defines true luxury. The wealthy are not hiding because they're ashamed. They're hiding because discretion preserves freedom. When no one knows where you are, what you own, or what you think, your life becomes harder to influence, pressure, or control. Silence is no longer emptiness. It's insulation. Why attention became a liability? Attention used to be currency. Now it's a cost. Public figures are expected to comment on everything, from politics to social movements to global crises. Silence is seen as complicity. Speech is seen as alignment. There is no safe position anymore. For the ultra-wealthy, this creates a dangerous equation. Say nothing and be criticized, or say something and be attacked. The rational response isn't engagement, it's withdrawal. By exiting public life, wealthy individuals avoid being pulled into ideological battles that offer no upside and unlimited downside. They preserve optionality. They retain freedom of movement, thought, and association. Power today isn't about dominating the conversation. It's about avoiding the conversation entirely. The security factor. No one talks about visibility doesn't just attract opinions. It attracts threats. Kidnappings, extortion, stalking, and targeted crimes increase dramatically when wealth is visible. In an age where personal information is easily accessible, being known becomes dangerous. Security teams now advise clients to reduce digital footprints, avoid predictable routines, and eliminate unnecessary exposure. This isn't paranoia. It's data-driven risk management. The more anonymous you are, the fewer vulnerabilities you present. Leaving public life isn't a philosophical choice alone. It's a security strategy. Silence keeps families safer, distance keeps danger uncertain, and uncertainty discourages attack. The shift from status to control public recognition offers validation. Private control offers freedom. The ultra-wealthy are choosing freedom. They don't need applause, they need leverage. Leverage comes from controlling time, access, win in decision-making, not from likes or headlines. By stepping away from public platforms, wealthy individuals regain control over their narratives. They choose when to speak, to whom, and for what purpose. Silence gives them negotiating power. When you're not constantly visible, your presence becomes intentional. Scarcity increases value. And in elite circles, being unavailable is often the strongest signal of importance. Old money understood this first. This behavior isn't new. It's just becoming more visible. Old money has always avoided attention. Wealth passed quietly, protected by tradition, discretion, and private institutions. New money sought visibility because it needed recognition. Old money never needed to prove itself. Today, even new wealth is adopting old rules. The lesson has been learned. Visibility attracts noise. Not respect. Quiet wealth lasts longer. It moves slower. It survives turbulence. The modern elite aren't reinventing power. They're returning to its original form, subtle, distant, and deeply protected. The media is no longer a friend. Traditional media once served as a gatekeeper. Coverage was curated. Narratives were controlled. That era is gone. Today, attention is decentralized and uncontrollable. Anyone can frame a story. Anyone can amplify outrage. Wealth no longer guarantees favorable portrayal. In fact, it often guarantees suspicion. The rich are assumed guilty until proven innocent of greed, exploitation, or indifference. By exiting public life, wealthy individuals reduce the chance of being turned into symbols for public anger. They refuse to be characters in someone else's narrative. Silence is self-defense. Private networks replace public platforms. As the wealthy exit public spaces, they aren't disappearing entirely. They're relocating. Influence has moved behind closed doors. Private clubs, invitation-only events, discrete foundations, and controlled networks. Power now operates quietly, through relationships rather than reach. Decisions are made in rooms without cameras. Deals happen without announcements. This isn't isolation, it's consolidation. The rich aren't leaving society. They're exiting the public version of it, the one built for performance instead of outcomes. Why this trend will accelerate? The forces driving this shift aren't slowing down. Surveillance is increasing. Public outrage cycles are shortening. Political polarization is intensifying. Economic pressure is rising. In this environment, if visibility becomes increasingly costly, expect more disappearances, not fewer. More anonymous ownership, more private living, more distance between wealth and public life. This isn't fear, it's adaptation. The elite are adjusting to a world where silence is safer than speech and privacy is more valuable than praise. What this means for everyone else. This shift creates a widening gap, not just in wealth, but in access and awareness. As the rich retreat from public spaces, the illusion of transparency grows. Power feels absent, but it isn't. It's simply harder to see. Decisions affecting millions are made quietly, without public engagement. This isn't conspiracy, it's structure. When visibility becomes dangerous, power evolves to avoid it. Understanding this dynamic isn't about envy or admiration. It's about recognizing how modern influence actually works and why the loudest voices are rarely the most powerful. The final truth about disappearing. The rich aren't leaving public life because they're afraid of being seen. They're leaving because being seen no longer serves them. Silence protects freedom, distance preserves control, and in a world addicted to visibility, the most powerful move is absence. Disappearing isn't weakness, it's strategy, and the quieter the world becomes at the top, the more intentional every appearance will be. If the most powerful people are choosing silence over attention, what does that say about the value of being visible? If privacy has become the ultimate luxury, who benefits from constant exposure? And in a world where everyone is competing to be seen, what happens when the real power moves out of sight? If you want to understand how wealth, influence, and control are really evolving, stay here. Subscribe. Because the most important shifts don't announce themselves. They happen quietly.